How about some space adventure and a bit of 70s nostalgia? Here are 5 movies and 2 TV series. Some are pure fun, some are more serious, and none of them are Star Wars. Well, almost. Silent Running is one of those science fiction films that absolutely belongs among the genre's best, even if it never quite found the audience it should have at the time. The story is set in the not-so-distant future. Freeman Lowell lives aboard a spaceship filled with giant greenhouse domes, taking care of the last remaining plant life. Back on Earth, all trees are already gone, which is why Lowell's job, keeping these plants alive, actually matters. Then the orders come in. Earth wants the greenhouses destroyed. As a devoted botanist, Lowell can't bring himself to do it. And that's where the film really begins. The idea itself feels surprisingly fresh for the early 1970s. And even if the script can be a little heavy-handed with its message, the themes still land, even today. In 1979, Disney clearly didn't imagine a future where it would one day own Star Wars. So instead, it made The Black Hole. A deep space exploration ship called the Palomino comes across a lost spacecraft, the Cygnus, drifting near a black hole. They board it and meet its captain, Dr. Hans Reinhardt, a brilliant scientist who's been out there for years, building strange machines and commanding an army of robots. He invites them to stay and join him as he prepares for what he sees as the ultimate journey, flying straight into the black hole. But as the Palomino crew explore the Cygnus, they start to realize something is off. Reinhardt's original crew didn't disappear, they mutinied, and he turned them into robots. Now, to be fair, this is where some of the film's weaknesses start to show. The characters aren't especially deep, the robots are more cute than funny, and parts of the story feel a bit awkward. Still, the movie isn't a lost cause. It's no better and no worse than many other sci-fi films that came out in the immediate post-Star Wars rush. There are even a few attempts at sounding scientifically serious. Zero gravity, event horizons, that kind of thing. But where The Black Hole really succeeds is in its visuals and special effects. It's worth watching at least for the opening tour of the ship when it suddenly comes to life, lit up from the inside. It's stunning. And let's not stray too far from the Star Wars ripoff zone, because here's another one that's worth talking about: Starcrash. A vast galaxy, an evil superweapon, and a villain named Count Zarth Arn. A smuggler gets pulled into a mission to destroy the weapon and rescue the Emperor's son. A lot of familiar pieces are here, just slightly rearranged. The Han Solo-type character is Stella Star, except she's female, and the movie insists on dressing her like she stepped out of Barbarella most of the time. Her partner carries a laser sword that's doing a pretty obvious lightsaber impression. There's also a robot enforcer who looks suspiciously close to Darth Vader, and instead of rescuing a princess, the crew ends up rescuing a guy. What you get in the end is a very Italian take on Star Wars. It's low-budget, psychedelic, and proudly campy. It's not subtle, but it is enthusiastic. And of course, there's Caroline Munro. Now let's jump to Japan. Message from Space was directed by Kinji Fukasaku. He'd already done sci-fi with The Green Slime, and decades later became internationally known for Battle Royale. This one is clearly inspired by adventures from a galaxy far, far away. You've got the Dark Overlord, the veteran commander, the young fighters, the princess, and the cute robot. All familiar pieces. But the structure also borrows from Seven Samurai. Like a lot of films that are valued more for nostalgia and as reflections of their era, it's not perfect. The writing can be broad and sometimes juvenile, with slapstick moments and comic book dialogue. But that's not really the point. What carries Message from Space is the visual side. Bold designs, constant motion, and a clear focus on spectacle. Even though Dark Star was recently in our list of cult movies from the 70s, it really belongs here too. Some people call it a parody of 2001, but I like thinking of it more as a satire. The script is full of wit, and the humor isn't just random, it's built into the whole situation, and at the same time, there's real tension in it too. In a weird way, it already has everything that would later define Carpenter. You can see the craft, the confidence, and that mix of humor and unease that made him such a big deal later on. We don't talk about TV series here all that often, and that might be a mistake. Some of them may not be masterpieces, but they're still very, very good. Blake's 7 is one of those. The show ran from 1978 to 1981 and was created by Terry Nation. In a way, it's basically the Dirty Dozen in space. Forced together by circumstance, a group of uneasy criminals who you never quite believe truly trust each other are made to work together for a greater good. Here you also get futuristic weapons, a beautifully designed spaceship, and a sarcastic talking computer in a box who finds speaking to humans tiresome. It was bold, it wasn't afraid to break the formula, and it took risks most sci-fi series avoided. And even if the special effects weren't perfect back then, and certainly aren't now, it's still a pleasure to revisit today. Battlestar Galactica is best remembered today for its 2004 reboot, which went on to become one of the most acclaimed sci-fi TV shows ever. But it all started back in 1978. The story is set after humanity is nearly wiped out by the Cylons, a race of hostile machines. The few surviving humans flee in a fleet of ships protected by the last remaining Battlestar Galactica as they search for a mythical new home called Earth. This was television aiming very high. The show had a massive budget for its time, movie-style trailers, and a pilot that was famously expensive. ABC clearly wanted Battlestar Galactica to be television's answer to Star Wars. At first, it worked. The premiere was a ratings hit. But that ambition came at a cost. The show was difficult to sustain, and it couldn't compete with family sitcoms like All in the Family on CBS. Ratings dropped, the schedule kept shifting, and the original run ended far sooner than fans wanted. Today, watching the entire series might not be essential, but the pilot is absolutely worth your time.